everybody. I'm out today and was driving around and I saw little pieces of aqua glass and some brown glass and some other stuff here, and a little bit of brick. Here's some brown glass, that's newer. Here's some oyster shell, here's some white pottery. Down here, I always look at these signs. To me, this is like late 1800s or early 1900s stuff. This oyster shell from a trash pit. So I'm gonna get in here a little bit and see what I can find. If there's anything good, I'll be back and show you what it is. Well, folks, I found the center of this site. I kind of wandered around, and about 30-40 minutes, it wasn't too hard to find, and there's brick everywhere. There's a little bit of broken glass. I've been digging a lot of this. I don't know what this is. It's copper. It's like a screen or maybe something from an old lamp that would shine through, or I have no idea. Tons of pieces of it. It's really annoying. I found some pieces of melted brass that look like this. So I think it's some sort of industrial site. It may be some sort of a mill or processing center for something. There's not a lot of oyster shell, there's not a lot of pottery, but I've learned never to underestimate a spot. So I'm going to give this a little more time here, maybe another hour and a half today, and I'll keep it in the back of my mind. All right, back to it. Well, folks, I finally got to find a single perfect suspender ring. That's not enough to keep me going here, but I'm about 45 minutes in. If I don't get something maybe the next half hour or so, I'll probably move along back to digging. Well, got a D buckle, tiny D buckle. It is nickel plated, so that's going to be probably early 20th century. I think I'm moving on to the next spot. It's about 4 or 5 fields over. All right, catch you soon. Well, folks, I just beeped over a surface coin on the way back to my vehicle, and it's a pretty low beeper, so it's going to be a nickel. The question is, what is it? It looks pretty smooth. I'm wondering if I can see. You know what? It's nickel, guessing game, nickel, guessing game. But I already know what it is. I don't need to guess. That is a surface shield nickel. You can see the 5 in the center right there. And I'm gonna flip it over, or not. Yep, there's the 5. Surface shield nickel. That side's cruddy, but it ought to toothpick clean. I dry clean these, folks, to preserve the contrast. And then I might wipe, once I toothpick it, I might wipe just very, very lightly with my finger. But yep, that is a surface shield nickel. So this is an old spot. All right, well, I'm going to get back to it here. I might actually do a little more work here and stay a little longer than I'd intended. All right, back soon. And it is an identifiable coin, but of course has no date, as most of them don't. But as ground dug shield nickels go, not too bad. Back to it. Okay, it looks like I just plucked an oil lantern top. Yep, where the wick came through up here. And I'm gonna do a little more. Every time you find something, it tells you to keep going. So I'm gonna keep going. If I'd given up earlier, I wouldn't have found the shield nickel. So that's a very good sign to keep at it. I had a site similar to this about 4 years ago. It was filled with iron, brick, junk, hardly any targets. I think I dug all day for a flat button and a suspender buckle. I think I spent 6 hours. Well, then the next day I came back and gridded more, and I found a shield nickel and a seated $50, no lie. Well, folks, that is the seated $50 that came from that site, 1858. Oh, amazing coin. Now, back to the show. Well, folks, as you can tell by the scenery, I gave up on that other site, and I walked on this site, which I'd kind of explored a little bit in the last video, where I found a pretty cool find. Check out last episode. I walked onto the site and in 3 steps dug this, and that is a high beeper, folks. That's dancing around silver dime range, so I don't even need to look to know that that's not aluminum. That is a silver thimble. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm gonna get a picture or 2 still photo here, and I'll be right back to take this out of the clod. All right, here we go. Let's see what this is. Definite silver thimble. It is definitely plow hit. That would probably restore okay with the master jeweler. Does not appear to be engraved, but it is a solid silver thimble. Oh, interesting. It's got a hole in the top of it there. Fascinating. All right, cool. Amazing. All right, I'm staying here. Let's keep digging. Okay, folks, for my very second signal on this site, I've got something pretty cool. Let's go take a look. So that is fairly high beeping. That's got to be a scalloped edged token, plantation token of some sort. Yep, I see writing on it. It could be a religious medallion in that shape. That's a possibility. It could be an aluminum religious medallion. It's not quite scalloped. It's kind of got a different design. So that's, I'm guessing religious medallion. Very cool. I like it. Let's keep digging. Well, folks, this is an aluminum religious medallion, and it is actually a souvenir of First Holy Communion. So that was given to a child, probably 7 or 8 years old, and I'm sure it meant a lot to them and to their family. It's the first one of those that I found. That's how I know that it's probably was something special. Presumably everybody got these, but really very few of them were lost. I've dug hundreds of religious medallions, and this is the first one that's a First Communion medallion. On with the show. Well, folks, I got a coin now. Looks like a small cent. Just flopped out right here. Let's see what this is. Yeah, it's a small cent. It looks like it's hold, which is odd. Probably a wheat, if I had to guess. Don't see the memorial on the back. It's really super odd to have a hold cent. That's pretty strange. All right, back at it. And the hold wheat cent is 1934, looks like. Destroyed by a nail. Weird. Well, folks, I got a round, low beeping disc here, and it reads like a nickel. So it must be time for the nickel guessing game. Nickel guessing game. What are you? Are you a shield? What will you be? Will you be a V? Nope. You'll be a buffalo EO. There's the reverse. There's the obverse. Cool. Keep digging. This buffalo has seen better days. It is dateless and it's kind of worn, but it's pretty identifiable. And so that's not bad. Big brass, big bad brass. The heck is that? I don't know. Industrial piece, I guess. That's some good recycling is what that is. Have you seen the scrap metal prices? Nice heavy piece. Yeah, it's got me looking like dollar signs. Well, got some marblage here. Peeking out. Little marvelous find. Well, and it is plow destroyed. It was a marvelous find. Oh well. Well, folks, let's see what this is. Maybe a very odd baby doll arm or leg? Huh. No clue. Probably a baby doll arm or leg. Very strange one. Really strange shape. Probably leg with a sock. Huh. Cool. Well, folks, I got a cool find here. That is a key. And I dug this site about 3 or 4 years ago, and I found a couple of these. I think I found 2 or 3 that were keys that didn't have any bit. They didn't have any carvings here. And I photographed them for my book. I'm not quite sure whether those are made like they were blanks and somebody was going to cut the bit later, or whether they were made like that. I don't know. No clue. But that is definitely cool. I like it. And all right, keep digging. Well, folks, got another find down here hiding in the center. Got a little tiny fragment of a baby doll arm or leg. Probably an arm. It does not have a size number, but it has a Roman numeral. That's uncommon. It's Roman numeral 4. Most of them have just a number. Cool. Now, folks, I've got a brass butt hinge here laying right on top where it's washed out of the soil. Kind of cool. I don't usually keep these, but they're probably off of drawers or other things where the hinge had to be flush. Neat. Well, this was laying on the surface. I thought it was just a shard of aluminum, but it is definitely a religious medallion of some sort. Pretty common find down here. Definitely. I'll clean it up when I get home. Probably a Our Lady of Graces. Well, folks, it's sun's getting low in the sky, and you can catch that gleam, you know, at the right length to catch that gleam of a silver coin or a cool find the next row over. So, hey, Mr. Flippy, what do you say? You want to go eyeballing? Oh, hell yeah, Mr. Buckle Boy, let's go eyeball some finds. Okay. Well, I got some marblage here. Most of the marbles have already rolled down into the bottom and been covered up by silt, so I don't expect to find many marbles today. But there's the first one. I would have normally found like 5 or 6 by now. I'm hoping for a coin since these have washed so much. Well, folks, here's a second marble. It's on its way downhill. Kind of a cool one. It's plow damaged. All right. Well, folks, here's a glass stopper laying right on top of the ground from probably a condiment bottle or a chemical bottle, I would guess. Kind of cool. Here's another marblage. Old marble, white porcelain. Cool. Now this marble tried to blend in with the dirt, but I didn't let it blend in. It's beaten all to hell, but it's another marble for the year. Well, this is a cool find. That's an old bone, but probably cow or pig bone. And you don't find too many of these. It's got a drilled center. It's a pretty old button. I like it. Mosquitoes are coming out. Well, that's a shame. I think that's a Vicks Drops bottle. Yep. Yep, drops. I've got a couple of these that are complete, but they're cute little bottles. It's just a shame that one's broken. Rest in pieces. Well, folks, it's starting to get dark and mosquitoes are swarming, and so I'm gonna head home, I think.